Hey everybody, hope and pray that you're doing well today as we come to our word from the word. And today that word is whole. Whole. Now, this week, as we still continue on through Jeremiah, today in Jeremiah chapter 41, you'll see the story picks up from some remnants of what was left in chapter 40, and talking about Gedaliah and Johanan. He says, "Look, you need to let me go kill this guy Ishmael. I have heard that there's a plot out against you, that he wants to kill you." And Gedaliah does not believe it. He says, "No, won't let Johanan do that." Well, then, as you enter into chapter 41, you find out very quickly that Johanan was right. Gedaliah is killed by Ishmael, and now you kind of see what's going to continue to go on through that. Now you have Johanan, a prince, a Judean prince, a Judean prince. Uh, you have the same with Gedaliah. You have these people that were put in place by the Babylonians, the ones that were put in place, and a lot of the Jewish people didn't like it anyway. A lot of the other people didn't like it. They still, you have even friction among the Babylonians themselves, the Chaldeans. You have this friction going on. Now, all the political things all aside, that's not the part I wanted to focus at today. You're going to hear something about some people that were coming from the north. They're coming down, and you know, that was known for pagan worship and all that at this time. And you say, okay, well, hey, we're going to have some worshipers come down to the city, come down to the temple. The temple has now been destroyed, but that didn't mean they couldn't bring sacrifices. A lot of commentators will tell you this is much like the Wailing Wall today, even though it's nothing particularly there. It is still, the site is still what's holy. That's kind of the thought behind. Even though the temple was destroyed, they were still bringing their sacrifices there. Now, the reason I'll point out the whole is what we'll see in Jeremiah chapter 41, verses 4 through 7 today. And it happened on the second day after he had killed Gedaliah, when as yet no one knew it, that certain men came from Shechem, from Shiloh, and from Samaria, 80 men, with their beards shaved and their clothes torn, having cut themselves, with offerings and incense in their hand, to bring them to the house of the Lord. Now Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, went out from Mizpah to meet them, weeping as he went along. And it happened as he met them that he said to them, "Come to Gedaliah, the son of Ahikam." So it was when they came into the midst of the city that Ishmael, the son of Nethaniah, killed them and cast them into the midst of a pit, he and the men who were with them. Now you see here, you can see the wickedness and just the pure evil of Ishmael. As you go through, I mean, it wasn't even, you hate to say this, but it was no reason for him to kill them. It was no just cause. It doesn't even give us a reason. Well, he thought they were spies, or he thought this. I mean, even some poor judgment, in a difficult time. Not to say that makes it right, but at least maybe then it would be some rhyme or reason. But no, he is just one that it appears that if anybody has any way that looks like they've even supported the Babylonians in any kind of way, that was it. He kills them. Now, the thing is that you'll read on as you read in through chapter 41, you'll see that he even takes a cistern that was very deep, and he fills it with all the slain bodies. And it's just a shame to think about that. But now you do find out that not all 80 were killed. It was only 70 of them. 10 of them kind of able to finagle their way out by claiming or promising, I don't want to say claiming, but promising that they had some food and things stationed somewhere, kind of hidden off to the side, and he was in need of them, so he let them live. But the part that I want to look at is, if you didn't catch it, it says that they came down and they're coming to bring sacrifices, but yet they had cut themselves. Now, this was that's a cultish practice. Something that you would see that even with Elijah, and the prophets of Baal. You remember all the people that they were taking knives and lances and cutting themselves, trying to get Baal to wake up and pay attention. And so it was their practice to cut themselves and mutilate themselves. Now, here we have people that apparently are true worshipers coming to offer sacrifices, and they're coming to offer them to the Lord. So they've come to Jerusalem, to the holy place, to the holy site, even though the temple was not there, still offering sacrifices. So it would appear that they are giving with their whole heart, but yet they were not whole. And what I mean by that is they were not giving of everything, because they were still trying to practice that which the world wanted them to do, but then give the outward appearance also that they were bringing sacrifices to the Lord. And if we're not careful, we will fall in that same category, that we will try to make appearances to everyone that we're really sacrificing to get to the house of the Lord, or we're really sacrificing being Christians, or even as we were talking about yesterday in church, that we'll even talk about the persecution that we're going through because of Christ. But yet we really don't know anything about persecution. Yet we really aren't wholeheartedly giving our lives to the Lord. Yes, it appears by the context of the story that they were coming in mourning, maybe perhaps because of the invasion, and that's why they were offering sacrifices. But yet it's almost as if they were trying to seek Baal and seek God. I think we need to all be reminded of the words of Christ that said that we need to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, soul, and mind, and our neighbor as ourselves. What he's saying there is you need to give everything to the Lord wholeheartedly. Don't hold anything back, but also at the same time, don't give others any of that. Right? You can't try to satisfy the world and God at the same time. God tells us we cannot have two masters. You will either, he says, serve mammon or you will serve God. Right? You'll either serve what's best for you or you'll serve God. Plain and simple. So today, don't chase after those things. Don't be tempted to try to put up a facade and say, yes, I'm wholeheartedly going after the Lord if you're not. Today, let's not put on a show. Let's just simply give God our whole being, our whole hearts, our whole mind, our whole body, our whole soul. Because our soul is what we trust Him with. Why wouldn't we give Him everything else? God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.